Hello everybody, Russian Batman here, back with another video. Today is the first little tutorial kind of video I've done in a while. And today I'm showing off how I like to modify my amiibos. So just to show kind of what I'm talking about, I've done this several times in the past where I'll take existing amiibos and not just customize them into something else, that's something completely different, but just, adding more to the amiibo to make them just kind of look just a little bit better. So these are some examples I've done in the past. So this is my modified Ridley. So, I mean, like I said, it's really seen, I think, a little bit better in person than it is, but you can see the main idea is just adding some dark areas and highlights with some dry brushing techniques and things like that. And that's what I'm going to go over in this video. So here's an example of one I've made. This might be a little bit of a better example. This Sephiroth I have modified. You can really see it a little bit better in his wings. It's just a lot more defined and whatnot. And especially in the kind of the jacket area. And like I said, it might be hard to tell because I haven't shown you what it looks like beforehand. So that's why I'm going to do with this video. I got this Ganondorf amiibo, and I think this guy looks really cool. I am a big sucker for this. I've been wanting this amiibo ever since it got announced, and I got it, and it just looks phenomenal. However, I think I can improve it, and the main way I'm going to do that, I'm going to show you in a second. I'm going to use kind of searing. You're going to use a whole bunch of wet washes and dry brushes. That's basically the technique to improve an amiibo, is find the areas where so there's like a lot of recesses here in the muscles that can be emphasized a lot more. And by adding some washes and some dry brushes, I can really emphasize those crevices and those highlights. The only thing I'm a little bit worried about is I don't want to lose any of the detail of the tattoos. So when I do the dry brushes, I'm going to probably have to scrape some away so I can reveal those tattoos or maybe just repaint them on. But I don't, like I said, I don't want to repaint this entire thing. I just want to add some recesses and highlights. So, yeah, I'm going to get into that right now and show you just first of all, just how to do some of the washes. All right, so first step is I'm actually going to be mixing some of this green paint with some water here. So it's hard to show on screen, but let me just mix this up real quick. But basically, you just want to get it kind of nice and runny, as you can see there. Kind of looks nasty, but it's this kind of pasty type stuff. So it's just going to be really runny, and that's what you want. So I'm going to just try to add a little bit into the kind of crevices here and hope I don't mess this up. So I haven't done this before on camera before. But you can see there. So off the bat, I could definitely tell it's a little bit too vibrant. So for the shading, so I'm gonna add actually a little bit of black paint into this mixture. So I'm just gonna, there you go, some black paint into there, and I'm gonna mix that into the mixture with this kind of dark green. Because sometimes you need, if it's watered down, sometimes you need to exaggerate how dark it is to kind of get that emphasis going. So I got that. And then I'm going to basically kind of run this over. Well, you'll see. So I'm going to run this over where I think it fits. So that might be a little bit much. Like I said, you can always wipe it away. And then look at that. So you're left with kind of it getting in the crevices. So I'm going to just paint this over. I think this can be watered down maybe a little bit more. But already, I think it's just defining the muscles a lot better. So you just see it a lot better. So I'm going to go over even in here. So let's just do it like here as well. All right, let me just show you what that looks like. So I'm just going to. And then I can just wipe some away. And look at that. Like already, it's just kind of emphasizing the sculpt that's already there. All right, so I got the whole, so I kind of went a little bit heavy on the wet wash. You can see the whole thing now kind of just looks kind of darker and more muddy, if you can tell. Now, the way I like to lighten it, obviously, back up, is through dry brushing. So I'm going to just show you an example by dry brushing a little bit of this red onto the hair. Now the hair, I'm actually going to do a little bit of dry brushing and a little bit of something else as well. So I'm just going to, like I said, now the way to dry brush is you get a little bit of paint on the brush and then you wipe it out. So I'm just wiping on my table or just whatever you prefer. There's only a little bit left on there. And then you you go over it and then you just you lightly go over it like so. Now there's actually still a little bit of wet paint on here. So I probably shouldn't be dry brushing now, but let me just zoom in here. You see what I'm talking about. So you see there, it just kind of emphasizes a little bit of that detail. Now, let me just, boom, right? So you can see there, bits of the hair are starting to kind of pop out a little bit more. And then you'll see this more when I get into like dry brushing like the torso and whatnot. But so another thing I will do if the dry brush ever isn't enough is I'll just go in with my, like I said, just like one of these thingies and just kind of go over the line where the hair would be to kind of act as the highlight. So, and you can see right now it looks very strong, but I assure you as soon as that dries, it is not going to be nearly as strong. And I think it's just because my red paint tends to not be as strong for whatever reason. But like I said, I'll just go over the strands of each kind of strand of hair, right? What I visualize being there, even if the actual mold isn't there. But like I said, like here, I don't really see anything, but I'm still just going to go over that little area. There's some mold. And it definitely will stand out, but it's not going to stand out as much as you are seeing here. All right, so I did dry brush the entire thing. Oh my God, sorry, I stubbed on my toe. But I gave the whole thing a big dry brush of kind of everything. So you can see there, I think that just makes all the details just pop way more because now it's just highlighting everything. So I did it to most of the details. I might give it some more dry brushing. I don't know, but I like, especially like, look at that back. Look how defined that is now and how cool that looks. Last thing, like I said, I did lose the tattoos, so you can't really see them anymore. So I did mix up this kind of brownish green color. So I'm going to repaint it in that color. And hopefully that looks good. It might be a little bit too vibrant. I don't know. I'm going to use some reference images. I'm not going to do it on camera because that's going to be really hard. Also, I really like how this rock texture turned out. But yeah, so I did not dry brush, however, the sword at all. But I did everything else. So I even did like the coat. So there's like some more browns in there and whatnot. And yeah, but I'm gonna do that and I'll show you what it looks like. All right, so I just painted on them tattoos and I think it turned out pretty all right. And so I shouldn't be touching it. He is a little bit, I also did give it, so you can notice the ground's a little bit glossy. And that's because I gave it a finish. However, I gave it a finish in a different color. I've never tried this before, but I did a kind of beige wash on the white because I thought the white looked a little bit too white. Still looks very vibrant, but now I put a little bit of a wash, and I used, it's just a Mod Podge mixed with just a tiny bit of paint. So I'm just going to put a little bit more on there. So you can still get that original color kind of showing through, but you can still get a little bit more. So that's basically it I think I have for this custom. All I'm going to do now is just give it a final, after I let this little base of Mod Podge dry on the bottom. I might touch up the little rocky bit a little bit, but then I'm going to give it a final coat of Mod Podge, which, you know, some people like, some people do like. I'm not so sure if I love it with the amiibos. I think it works better for Lego. But I'm still going to give it just a coat of Mod Podge so it's all consistent. If I don't like it, I always give it like a matte spray afterwards. But that's the last step I'm going to do, and then I can show you off the final product, and we'll do a before and after. So, yeah. All right, so I put the final coat of finish on here. And just to let you know, I think I've did it before, but the finish I use is I use Mod Podge. It's pretty epic, basically, what it is. It's like, well, it's a finish, but you could also mix it with paints and do other things with it. And it's pretty good. It also leaves you this kind of nice, kind of uniform plastic-y sort of texture. It's a little bit glossy, but not super glossy. Like I said, I personally think it works a little bit better for actual Lego, but I do like to add it on my amiibo just to kind of give it a final uniformed look to it. And yeah, so let's get a full 360 in here. I'll do it without this light as well. I don't know which one I like better, with or without the light, but just for camera purposes, not, you know, how the actual figure looks. You can see here, I also, like I said, see how the ground looks, and I showed you how I did that. But like, that's basically all it is for modifying amiibos. It's pretty actually simple. Just do washes and dry brushes, and that's essentially it. Then other little details if needed. And yeah. But if y'all like this video, like, subscribe. If you want to see more videos like this where I kind of show you how to do things, let me know. I don't know. I kind of made this on a whim, but yeah, let's get a quick before and after. So before and after. So yeah, y'all enjoy the rest of your day. Go watch the 2011 Rango, and yeah, have a good one. Ciao.